Hello and welcome to the No Ceilings Podcast on the Turtlesmith Network. I am Vincent and my hostess with the mostest, Courtney.
Hostess with the mostest. What's up? How you doing?
Man, I'm good, man. Parenting, lifing. Boy.
Child, them kids be something else.
Boy.
They be exciting for me.
I'm gonna put a little bit of my business out there.
Okay, let's do it.
You know, I got 5 children. I have some teenagers.
They gonna be mad. I hope they don't watch this. Okay, go ahead.
I think my youngest one watches though. But man, they are something else, man. I tell you what, they are great kids, but sometimes they have their moments, you know, where you have to really put your parenting foot down.
Do tell.
Messy Bessie.
Yeah.
Now look, so my 15-year-old, he's growing up. He's, testosterone, puberty, all that good stuff. Voice getting deeper. He's getting a little taller than me. So he thinks he can just walk in my house and use any kind of language. Like he paid bills. Like he just worked a 12-hour shift.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he can just talk how he want to.
Yeah.
Oh man, I heard him. I was talking to my son. I heard him talking. Who's this grown man that just walked into my house?
I know you.
I thought I was the only one that paid bills there. So evidently, you got another daddy.
Right.
Yeah, but I had to deal with that situation. But it's
I
all
feel you.
good.
I had one of them earlier this week, but that was only because they told on themselves. They weren't cussing in the house. They had a argument with each other and was calling each other names. And so, yeah, I get that. But I did the soap in the mouth. Yeah. How many times did you say? Oh, you telling on your brother? Oh, okay. How many times did you say it? Oh, okay.
Oh.
How many times did you say it? Oh, okay. So, however many times you said it, that's how many minutes you're going to hold the soap in your mouth.
Oh my God.
Try that.
Okay.
Because I bet not hear them words coming out your mouth no more.
It doesn't make any sense for a kid to talk like that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But
Anyway.
we get down to business, and when we're talking about business, we're talking about getting those doors open because we have made it to the end of phase 2, and we are ready to get your business open, get those doors open, serve your first customer, and get things ready to roll.
Yep.
Get you some money in your pockets and get your dreams.
Yep. I think a lot of people are probably ready to get to this point at day one when they decided they want to start a business. And they didn't realize that it was going to take this many. We're in phase 2 and we still have, the third phase to go.
Of course.
It took a lot to get to this point. Starting a business is not as easy as people think.
Not at all, by far. And I tell you what, I didn't do all these steps when I first started business, and I really wish I had. But however, knowing these steps now and taking advantage of this process is good for me and good for everybody listening. So let's dig into this, bringing this all together.
All right.
The first step, want to update your business plan. Remember the business plan we talked about? It's time to give it a glow up. You learned a ton by now. You like funding, licensing, hiring, and scaling. Take everything you figured out and update your business plan to reflect your current goals and strategies.
Right.
This plan is your business GPS. It'll help you stay on track and adjust when needed. Very important. This is probably one of the most intricate parts, and so many people kind of glaze over this step, and the business plan is kind of in their head, and they just, they plan it out without writing it out. And writing it out is the most important part, so you can always refer back. That's a reference point for your business. You know what I'm saying? To always make sure you are on track to where you started from.
Absolutely.
You had an idea from the beginning, so you want to make sure you follow through on that idea at this point. Make sure step 2 is to officially form your business. That LLC, S Corp, whatever your business structure you figured out that you need, needs to be done on your step 2 of phase 2. So you're going to go down here, you go to the state, or you can have someone file it for you, like I think it's LegalZoom. We talked about some of those different things. And make sure you have your EIN filed with the IRS. And watch out for scammy letters asking for extra fees. If you already paid the state, you're good.
Yeah.
This is something that's becoming more common because people just don't know that.
Yeah. Stay vigilant.
Yes, definitely. There's always a new scam. Speaking of scams, you ever fall for one of them Nigerian scam letters?
Nope. Never.
Boy, I know people that have fell for that.
Nope.
Like, are you serious? You really took that check to the bank?
You know, they got a scam right now going on for like the tolls. Mm-hmm. Like, I got a text message about a toll in Maryland or something like that. And I was like, I know I ain't had my car in Maryland. And then I immediately, like, if I don't feel right, immediately I look it up. Yeah. And so that's kind of what I did. Looked it up, and they said that it was a scam. I deleted and reported. Get this up off my phone.
Yeah, you know, we talked a lot about scams here at Turtlesmith.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen John Short,
yes,
make sure you check that one out. Okay, step 3, get your licenses. And this also can be done if you go through a third-party vendor to set up your LLC or structure your business. They make sure you have all those licenses that you need. However, if you've been following along, we have told you to make sure that you do your due diligence to know what licenses you need for your industry. So make sure you have that done.
Yeah.
Step 4, you want to set up for accounting. What Nipsey say? All money in, no money out. I mean, right now, you're going to have to put some money out. But, you know, you're going to get to that point where you all money in. But we know what you meant, RRP. So you can set up your accounting with systems and software like QuickBooks.
Yeah.
Or you can hire an accountant, Big Bank Hank.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, whatever you have to do, whatever is best for your business, you definitely want to do that. I'll be honest, I started out with QuickBooks for a little bit. And then over time, I transitioned to a CPA because in the beginning, it was only supposed to be a part-time deal. It turned into a full-time deal, and I couldn't track all of that anymore. I ended up, doing a lot of things that I didn't expect to do, but I wasn't prepared. I had not prepared for either one. I was just on a whim, so.
You know, you said that many times that, like, bail bonds are supposed to be part-time. And, I mean, as big as a business that it was, you would never be able to tell, like, you were really in that thing, like, full speed ahead. Like,
it was busy.
Man, it was awesome to see you doing that.
Yeah, I'm glad it's over.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, and not because I didn't like it. I love working for myself. I love being able to control my destiny. But what I will say is that when you are an entrepreneur and you are controlling your own destiny, you also have to think about the time that you're taking away from your family. And at that time, my children were small. And so I was missing a lot of things. Or I remember being a kid and one time we were getting in the car and we were getting ready to go to the fair. And before we went to the fair, my daddy said, we got to stop and do a bond. And we was like, oh, man. And when that happened to me, my kids, I was like, before we gotta go downtown and do a bond. And everybody was upset. I think that really kind of crushed me. And so you have to be able to find a way to have a healthy balance between your family and what you're doing as an entrepreneur in any of your, businesses or your business that you have.
Right. Man, I think that was a very good gem to share with everybody in the entrepreneur world, especially talking about what we're talking about right now.
Absolutely. And with that, I'm going to jump into step 5.
Okay.
And step 5 is preparing for employees. I mean, I could have spoke on that just a few minutes ago, too, because eventually I did get people that had bail licenses that came and worked with me, or they would post bonds for me and I would pay them a fee. And so that I could create that balance. So you want to make sure that if you're hiring people, that you are prepared for that by having an employee manual, and you want to create a guide that teaches everybody on your team what's expected, what their work schedules are, and if there's any perks that they'll get. There are tons of templates out there. You don't have to create it yourself.
Right.
there are templates that you can plug and play, and you can just customize it to your business in particular. And so if you just get out there and do your research, you can go on Etsy, you can do a Google search and just find documents that are templates that are out there. Etsy is a really, really, really good website that has templates that you can use. Or if you want to just create something new, use Canva to create it. Now, there are subscriptions for Canva if you want to get like fancy with it, but they do have a free service that you can use to kind of create everything that you want to create. Or if you have a mentor and your mentor said, hey, you can use this form here, just take it and change the logo, whatever.
Right.
You just want to, you can do that, but you always want to make sure that you look over everything, and if there's any legal information in there, anything that they have to sign, you make sure that you take that to an attorney so that they can look it over and make sure that everything is on the up and up, you know? And then you want to make sure that you do your payroll setup. You want to make sure that you have your QuickBooks software set up so that you can handle paychecks and taxes. And don't forget to set up accounts for tax payments. Don't forget to set up your accounts for tax payments at the federal and state levels as well. Here's a pro tip. The website eftps.gov is where you'll handle federal payroll taxes. Each state has its own system, so you'll need to look that up and figure out what's needed where you live, right? Step 6 is going to be payment processing. Now for the fun part. It's time to get paid. Everybody want to get paid. So you want to decide, how you're going to accept the payment, how you'll accept payments. Is it going to be through QuickBooks for like invoicing and like simple payments, or do you want to do like a credit card processing system? I had one of those. I'll be honest, I liked it. But it just all depends on how much business you're doing, because if you're going to use one of those credit card processing services or whatever, there are fees that they charge.
Definitely.
And so you want to make sure that you can afford to do that, or you factor those fees into your research. So, and also don't forget about cash. Make sure that you can handle it securely if needed. With bail bonds, you know that there's it's a cash business.
Right.
A lot of stuff is being handled with cash. And so making sure that you can make bank runs throughout the day, making sure that you don't take in so much money that you are scared to walk out the door at night.
Right.
You know, if you're a 24-hour business, who does that? How secure are you being with handling those types of things? So those are a few things on payment processing.
Yeah.
Step 7 is going to be organizing your bill pay.
Not so fun part.
Yeah. Bills are like weeds. They're going to keep popping up every month. Every month, them payments going to pop up like a good weed. So you want to make sure you don't overrun your garden. So, you got to clean that up every single month. So you want to set up a system so that you can track your bills, so that you can pay them on time, whether it's your software system or just using good old spreadsheets. Some people just like to use spreadsheets. Again, there's templates out there to track your bills.
Right.
So, and make sure you keep the lights on too. If you have a brick and mortar, you want to make sure that you are keeping the lights on. If they don't pay for that, whatever it is that you have to do, make sure that you write all of that out and you know what it's looking like every single month, so you're not out here looking janky. And the last step is going to be to secure your funding. Okay, this is, last but not least.
Get that paper.
You got to get that money because we need to make some. You know what I'm saying? So by now, you should have your startup funds ready and deposited in your business account. Whether it's from your savings or from investors or a loan, this money is going to help you cover your expenses until you start making sales.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so you want to make sure that you have all of that lined up and ready to go. And don't spend it frivolously. I think, the first thing that I think about when I think of people mismanaging funding is those PPP loans.
Right.
And it drives.
Casa Azul.
Yeah, it was so crazy.
Hellcats.
Oh my gosh. So just with that being said, just make sure that you are utilizing your funding in the way that it should be used.
Right.
All right. And so those are our 8 steps for this phase. That's just a quick recap. And I mean, at this point, I think that we can kind of just briefly, talk about our experiences in that. And we've talked about it episode after episode after episode.
Right.
We didn't do all of these things, but
Right.
it's so much good information in here that I don't think that people that I never had before. And
Right.
so I'm hoping that we are really reaching people by getting this information to them and giving them a heads up that, these are the steps that you can go through and make sure that you're being as thorough as possible in
Right.
ensuring that you are setting your business up for sustainability.
Absolutely, because I tell you, to be honest, I'm definitely doing it for myself, taking heed to these steps and tightening up on my business.
Yeah.
So if reaching nobody at all and nobody watches the podcast, then
You helping yourself.
I help myself.
Indeed.
And I will reach another level,
Hey,
and my family will. It will be great,
absolutely.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about action items, our action steps.
Okay.
So our next steps in this, we just do a quick recap of our checklist real quick. So you want to update your business plan, make sure that everything is still in line.
Check.
File your business documents and get your licenses. Set up your accountant and your payroll. Choose your payment processor. Organize your bill pay and secure your funding. You're officially ready to open those doors and make your first sale. And so, with that being said, congrats, you're about to become somebody's favorite business. And so that's going to take us into phase 3.
Phase 3.
And we are almost to the end. So I feel like I almost feel like this has been a journey,
Yeah. Right. No, it really has been. We started a few months ago, and we started just at elevator pitch. Now we got the doors open, ready to make some money, got some paper to start with. We feeling good, looking good. So we ready for that first customer.
That's right. So I hope that this information has given everybody something to review. And with that, if you have any questions, anything that you missed in this podcast that you want to go back and take a look at or get in more detail, please go to turtlesmith.com. And with that, we just want to say thank you for joining us and take care.